We're in the town of Blue Mountains today, addressing the concerns raised by both motorists, cyclists, and farm machinery, how they interact safely on our highways and byways, and everyone's enjoyment of these recreational habits that we see increasing in our areas. Our rural communities have seen an increase of cyclists and tourists and the sharing of the road. Its safe and ethical practices is important to all road users moving forward to an enjoyable summer. Bicyclists enjoying our roadways in rural areas are encouraged while riding two abreast, upon approaching a vehicle or a vehicle approaching them, to employ safe practices. That means that at all times, bicyclists remain tight and to the right of the roadway. During situations of oncoming traffic, it would be important then to space your group appropriately and pull single file to the right-hand side of the roadway to minimize interactions. Motorists and cyclists should respect each other at all times while operating their respective vehicles on the highways and byways. When motorists are approaching groups of cyclists, they are encouraged to pass these slower moving vehicles only when safe to do so. Please employ safe driving practices by pulling to the left, taking on a safe view of the roadway ahead, and only passing when it's safe to do so. In our province's rural environments, we continually encounter slower moving vehicles, those being farm implements and machinery. At times, bicyclists will encounter them at a slower speed. Please take into consideration all the same rules and regulations of the roadway. Best practice to employ would be for cyclists to leave a safe distance behind, move to the left, have a clear view of the roadway, and only proceed when it's safe to do so, overtaking that farm machinery. On behalf of the bicyclists, it would be encouraged that a friendly wave in order to facilitate active communication between both. Farm machineries may travel faster than a group of bicyclists. At this point, that same farm machinery must also employ the safe practices of the roadway. That being, to gain a safe view of the roadway, move to the left as far as possible, leave an adequate amount of space. During this scenario, bicyclists would be encouraged in their riding practice to, within their group, look forward and rear, calling out a vehicle or a car back. Cyclists could then act appropriately, pulling as far, tight, and to the right as possible to allow farm machinery to pass safely. Motorists approaching from behind may encounter that bicyclists do not hear their vehicle traveling. At that point, a friendly toot of the horn could be employed and a safe pass can be negotiated. A friendly attitude between all motorists and bicyclists is encouraged and certainly advantageous on a daily basis. Within the province of Ontario, provincial legislation under the Highway Traffic Act influences both motorists and bicyclists the same. Safe practice, common sense, and proper behavior is important on behalf of all of those using the roadway. Officers at discretion have infractions that can be issued to both motorists and cyclists. Both are encouraged to stop at all crossings and to obey all rules of the road at all times. The motoring public within the province of Ontario has signal lights, brake lights, and other indicators on their vehicles. Bicyclists are expected to use the same methods with hand signals and arm signals. Share the road signage, like the one to my right, are advisory signs within the province of Ontario, within the jurisdiction on the roadways, in which motorists may encounter bicyclists frequenting those routes. They are cautionary signs and encourage both bicyclists and motorists to safely use our roadways.